first thing we did this morning, though, is 89 range. We said, all right, here's a sideways range there. There's a sideways range there. So we found some sideways ranges. And of course, as you guys know, I'm going to use that sideways range. I'll buy the lows of the range. I'll sell the highs of the range. And if we break out of that range, I'm selling retracements. If we make new lower lows, make new higher highs, I'm buying pullbacks. So the first thing I saw this morning was sideways ranges. Now, we were fortunate enough to have some really easy, we have an indicator package here, and the indicators, of course, we marked up some levels above us and some levels below us. And so we knew where the sideways range was, we knew where the levels above us were, and the levels below us were, right? Support below us, resistance overhead. So we marked up levels above and levels below, and then we said, you know what? This looks like a price wedge, doesn't it? We'll take those trend lines off the highs and trend lines off the lows, and what is that? That's a wedge. Of course, right? Swing high up here, swing high right here, swing low down here, swing low down here. So pretty easy to find the sideways range, and then you've got your wedge. Now look closely, because there's also swing high there, swing high here, and this was an old wedge that we had defined. As you can see, late last week, early this week, we broke out of that wedge. So this was a very important piece of this puzzle this morning. We had this wedge pattern inside of a wedge, and hopefully you guys can see that right there. And then one more thing we did this morning was, and you guys will see this in the next slide, is that we actually ended up finding this right here turned into this right here, which turned into this right here. Bottom line is, we did a great job on our 34 range chart, a little bit faster than this, at finding some easy price channels. And these were specifically bear channels. As you can see, this bear channel here. So this was actually really important, because we were talking about this price channel, and again, we found the price channel on our 34 range chart. We went over all this in real time today. I set the whole thing up this morning with you guys at 8 o'clock this morning. If you missed it, make sure you guys come back on Monday at 7:45. We'll do the whole thing again. So 34 range chart showed me these bear channels. And what I always like to do is, whenever I find a channel, I like to extend that channel out. So you'll see we have one channel, and then I kept adding channel lows here. So we're going to show you guys that in the next slide, but as you can see here though, sideways range, a wedge inside of a wedge, and of course we had these bear channels we found on our 34 range chart. Now, with that information, okay, once we knew that we had that channel, once we knew we had that sideways range, and of course the wedge below us, my exact words were, I'm going to trade inside this range, 100 down to, let's say 180, right, up to 102.40. We will trade inside this range. It was an inside day until we break out. And of course, if I break out, I will sell a retracement. But remember what I said this morning? If we can get in below this wedge high, look out below, because we're probably going to go all the way down to that 98.50. And we speculated by saying that if I got below 99.50, right? Those are my exact words at 8 o'clock this morning. If we get below 99.50, I want to be aggressive selling, because we expect price to tumble down to that 98.50. That was a very big trade. Of course, here just before 10 o'clock this morning, guys, 70 ticks of profit we made off that short below 99.50. So there's your wave 1. There's your wave 2. We're going to get a wave 3 here, but we can't take it. It's right at the U.S. Open. We come down, new lower lows. There's your 4th wave. Oh boy, what do we see here? There's that wedge high. So by 9:35, here we are now, and we can smell, right? I can smell that 98.50. I can taste the bottom of this wedge. So of course, here's my wave pattern short. I'm trying to get all the way down to those lows here. As you can see though, didn't quite make it all the way down. 9.53 here, wave pattern short. 99.53, somewhere below that. Right, some below that 99.50 here, plus 5, plus 11, and plus 48 for a 69 tick runner there, guys. I'm sorry, 48 tick runner, 69 ticks total, 690 USD. And again, aggressively selling, right, those highs, that wedge. We then took it down into a wave pattern again, a second wave pattern here, 9.57, wave short, 99.09. We're trying to finish that move off.